Okay, so this is part two of I don't know how many parts to this series on how to use Facebook ads to get more webinar signups. So you're going to need to build the funnel now that you have prepared your ads and copy. So you're going to need two pages. Basically, you want a landing page, and this is just an example mockup and a thank you page. So the landing page is designed to get that opt-in in the first place. I find it's helpful to obviously include a video or an image. You don't have to do a video. An image works just fine. But you can use a video if you want to entice the webinar a little bit more. Headline and subhead, dot points, about the speaker and CTA. So I find putting the about the speaker information actually helps people understand why they should listen to you and opt in more. So definitely try to include that if you can, because that's where you're going to put in a lot of your credibility in there. For me, this is the 80-20 of the landing page for webinar sign up. I've seen webinar sign up pages that are really long. So it's up to you how long you want to make it, but if you want just the basics, I would put them there. If I was going to add one more thing, it might be a pre-header above the headline, and I'd use that to call out exactly who you want to show up to your webinar. So for example, you might call out, if you're running a job coaching program, you might say something like, hey, people wanting to switch from software into project management, as an example. Okay, so also you have the thank you page to think about. So everyone's seen like a really basic thank you page that says thank you for opting in the headline and subheadline. But what I would actually suggest here is you can use this to prompt people to book a consultation or even buy products from you before they've watched the webinar, because you can sort of tap into people who are feeling a little bit more pain than usual. So as an example, it might be like, again, if we're using that job change program as an example, it might be like, if you're looking for help making the switch right now in the next 2 weeks, go ahead and book a consultation with me and my team and we'll talk through it and I can help you, as an example. And then you can use that CTA to drive people to your calendar. Don't forget, you can also use that CTA for other things. If you don't have some kind of offer or some kind of booking mechanism ready to go, you can actually use that to drive people to a Facebook group or a school page or your Instagram profile, anything you like. Just make sure you make full use of the thank you page, because that's one of the most important pieces of driving extra conversions out of your webinar funnel. One big question, which landing page tool to use? Everyone's got their favorites. I use Landingi. I'm not sponsored by them. The reason why I like Landingi is because it's an Instapage level builder in terms of its sophistication. It has a really smart thank you page system, which I'll show you in a moment. It's got pretty easy tracking code set up and it's really reasonably priced. So definitely jump on that and have a look. You can see it's pretty much a standard WYSIWYG style builder, similar to Elementor if you use that on WordPress or ClickFunnels, that type of thing, where you can basically click and move things around in order to edit them. But you can see it's also got that sort of snap to grid aspect, which a lot of landing page builders don't have. And you also have like more fine-tuned detail here on where exactly it sits on the page. Elements sit on the page, so that actually can make the designs a little better in my opinion. The next thing you want to look at is setting up the tracking. So you're going to need to go to your events manager on Facebook and find your dataset ID. So you can do that by going to data sources, settings, and then copying the dataset ID there. And then you're going to need to paste that into a base pixel code and put that onto your landing pages. So I'll show you what that looks like. So for example, say I've gone to Meta here and then I find the base code in Google. You can see it's got put your pixel ID here and put your pixel ID here as well. So let's copy that. And then go back to Landingi. And I'll go to all landing pages. And say, yeah, let's just use this one, this example. So this is what I mean by Landingi has a little bit nicer way to add tracking scripts. So what's cool about Landingi is when you build pages, you can build the thank you page into the same landing page, so you don't have to build two separate landing page funnels, so you don't have to redirect people to another URL, for example. But in any case, let's just put this as yeah, and then put it on the head section on the main page, actually. Yeah, on the main page. So you would put your pixel ID here, and you can see here it's got page view. So you can go ahead and leave that turned on and add the script. Cool, and then for the thank you page, instead of going to another funnel and then adding that, you can actually put this here on the thank you page. Like this, and then you can change it to lead. You can choose whatever event you want to use here. I like to use the standard ones. You might want to consider using complete registration instead of lead so that you can track actual lead reach outs differently to people signing up to webinars, but that's just up to you. So I'm going to add that script as an example. All right, so now when I go to that page, if you install Facebook Pixel Helper, it's free, obviously, on Chrome and all that kind of stuff. You can then see whether your pixels are tracking properly. So I can see here, it's saying, yeah, this is there, but the pixel code is wrong, so that's why it's not working. So that way you can verify that your pixel's been set up. The other thing you can do is go to data sources again on your Facebook ads account, go to test events, and then put your URL in at the bottom where it says confirm that your website events are set up correctly, and then run the test event. So sign up to your landing page and then check that it will have recorded that the lead has opted in. Cool, so that is it for part 2. There's obviously going to be a part 3, so if you have any questions in the meantime, let me know.